Hey guys, welcome back to another Virgo Girl recommendation. And today's recommendation is Lady in the Lake. Now, I am a Natalie Portman fan. I think I've said this before. Uh, I'm sure I've said it before because I like Natalie Portman. I've liked Natalie Portman since The Professional. And if you haven't seen The Professional, Google it and go watch it. That was like, I think if it wasn't her first film, I know it was one of her first films. She was very young in that movie. And she has just been, doing an amazing job ever since. So, Lady in the Lake. First of all, let me start off by saying it's on Apple TV and it is still going on. But it's too good for me not to come on and recommend it. Right now, I'm only 3 episodes in, but that's okay. It, I mean, what can I say? It's just that good. So it's about, okay, I knew it would be good because Natalie Portman is in it. So I believed in it. I was like, I can watch this. I think it's going to be pretty good. Natalie Portman. It can't be terrible with Natalie Portman being in it. So I watched the movie, and I'm sorry, I said 3. I meant 2. I believe I'm 2 episodes in, not 3. But yeah, so anyway, so 2 episodes in, and then they kind of it's on Apple TV. So the way Apple TV works, they show you the next episode so you can see what's coming up, but it's not playable. So that's why I got a little confused on that. But yeah, so we're 2 episodes in. Natalie Portman, this movie is back in I believe it's the 50s, or the 50s or the 60s. Natalie Portman is playing a housewife. And she's also, so simultaneously, we have 2 things going on. We have Natalie Portman, who is, a housewife, and, she's living her life. But, her job as a housewife is not really, you can tell it's not really working out for her. She wants more in life, but at the times that she's living in, women have limitations, a lot of limitations. And women are also expected to behave a certain way. So things are just different. And she's kind of ahead of her time, you can totally tell. And she also has a little bit of an edge. Then you have the other lady in the movie who is the other star. And she actually has a lot going on herself. So she is also, I believe she's a wife as well. She has a husband as well. She's married, from what I can see. Now, it's kind of confusing because they kind of make it it's weird. The way they portray her husband is how people have common law marriage. That's to me, that's the vibes they're giving off. They're not really married, but they're married kind of thing. But just for the sake of this, until I can find out more, I'm just gonna go with they're married. This lady is remarkable. I love her. Everything about her is just amazing. She just seems like this strong person, but at the same time, she is broken, from everything that she has going on, all the weight that's on her shoulders, just everything. She has 2 children. One of her kids has sickle cell. And keep in mind, this is back in the, 60s. So when it comes to healthcare and things like that, it doesn't seem like she has the best options. She also, judging by her lifestyle and how she's living, she doesn't have an abundance of money. And then you have Natalie Portman's character, who her husband is an attorney. I believe her husband's an attorney, if I'm not mistaken. And he definitely has money. They have a nice home, and it's just so much more stable. But it's funny how, as time progresses, it's they have more things in common than not, if you will, to a certain degree. how do I explain this without giving spoilers? There are so many things going on in this series. You have a kidnapping, you have uh, marital issues on with both of the women, extreme, and then you have these two women who are just trying to be individuals who are trying to take care of their children, trying to, well, when I say take care of their children, I feel that the lady, Natalie Portman, her character's name is Maddie. I feel that Maddie almost didn't seem, initially now, just in the beginning. I haven't seen the whole series. I'm only 2 episodes in. She doesn't seem as nurturing as the other lady, Cleo. The others, the other head lady, Cleo. She seems a lot more mothering. She seems a lot more in it for her kids. Whereas Natalie Portman, her role, she seems like she's more kind of like in, about herself, and kind of like trying to find herself, if you will, and just trying to do her own thing. Like she kind of missed out on something and she's trying to find it, if you will. Whereas the other lady, I feel that she would, if her husband would step up and be the man that she needs him to be, she would be content with stepping back and kind of letting him, take in charge of things. Well, that's how it's seeming, like with these 2 episodes. It's just a good series. There's not a dull moment. It's so hard to talk about it without spoiling the whole thing, though. So I essentially were just going to come on and say, go watch it. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an overview. Natalie Portman is amazing in the film, and so is the other lady's name is Moses Ingram. They both, I really like them, and they just really complement each other, like playing opposite of each other. The way they shot this, they flash back to one side, flash to the other side. I love the way it's shot. So basically, something will be happening with Natalie Portman's character, and then they'll hurry up and flash to Cleo, which is Moses Ingram's character, and they're showing you their worlds and how it could not be any different, but at the same time, they somehow have things in common. There's something there they have in common, and it's a thrill to watch. I love this series so far. It's called Lady in the Lake. I love the dynamic of the 2 different cultures and how they show the vast difference of how 2 sides of the city live. Because one lady is on one side, and then Natalie Portman, she is on another side, but she ends up kind of like on the other side with the lady. You'll see that part too. But it's also, I like the stark difference of how people live and what problems one side has to deal with, and whereas the other side has their own set of problems to deal with, if you will, and the vast difference of how people live. And it gets you to thinking, like in life too, because this is the same thing that goes on in your neighborhood. You're living a certain way in your neighborhood, or whatever your culture is, or whatever however you and your family live your life. And then there's people across, in a whole other neighborhood, and they have a whole different set of values. They have a whole different set of the way they live their lives. How they're able, some people are 3 months behind on their bills, their rent, their mortgage. Whereas other people, they paid their house off. It just shows the vast difference, and it makes you think, how was one person able to do this, and the other person is so far behind and not able to seemingly accomplish even a fourth of what the other people can accomplish. So yeah, it just gets your mind going too, just in general, when you watch stuff like this, and just how different people live their lives, and how basically Cleo, if she could just switch with Natalie Portman's character, in her mind, I'm sure she would think that would be like the perfect life, if you will. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. Until next time, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Peace.